We're talking 49ers, we're talking Miami Dolphins, and we're talking about what the 49ers have to do to kick the Miami Dolphins ASS. We're going to get into all that and more right here on San Francisco 49ers Morning Show. Let's effing go.
Intercepted. It is picked off by Eric Crocker. Over midfield, he'll run it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Crock TV podcast. Peace.
Welcome to another episode of the San Francisco 49ers Morning Show. I am your host, former NFL and AFL defensive back Eric Crocker, and for whatever, god damn, I'm getting blinded by outside my house, and anyways, I can barely see y'all. All right, I hope everybody's good. I hope everybody's having a great morning. I got my hot cocoa right here. That's it right there. We are live at 9 a.m. on the West Coast. 11 a.m. YM Central Time, so it's almost the afternoon or noon or whatever. But I appreciate everybody that's joining me right now. We're talking 49ers, and I wanted to just let this be an open floor discussion. A lot of times I put the link in the chat later in the show, and, you know, I have all these different takes. Well, I don't really have a whole lot of takes right now. We talk about this on here. We talk about it on Locked On 49ers with myself, Brian Peacock. And shout out to all the listeners of the San Francisco 49ers Morning Show. All the listeners of the Locked On 49ers Show. A lot of people's number one podcast, and the numbers reflect that. Millions of listens per year, or at least this year, millions. So crazy, right? Crazy. And it feels like we know people watch. A lot of the people that interact with us in the comments and things like that, it's typically kind of the same people for the most part, right? Just like on this show, you know, for the most part, I see a lot of the same interaction, even though I know more people are listening. But it's not until I go to games, or I go to a 49er game, I'm at a tailgate, that's when I feel like, whoa, like there are a lot of people that listen to these games. Walking around the stadium, people be like, what's up, Crock? Being in the hotel, people like, what's up, Crock? Tailgates, everything. It's crazy, man. You guys show mad love. 49 fan base shows mad love. And appreciate y'all that listen to this and Locked On 49ers as well. But there have been a lot of takes about everything. We touched on a lot of it on here. The Raheem Mostert, that whole thing. You know, they got the 49ers Southeast, whatever you want to call them, you know, the Miami Dolphins. Mike McDaniel, have y'all touched on Mike McDaniel wearing those? I got to shut these blinds. Hold on. All right, that's much better. I couldn't take it no more, bro. It was just boom, hit me. The sun was glaring off the top of my roof or something. I don't know. But anyways, Mike McDaniel, have y'all touched on the glasses that he wears? Mike McDaniel wears these glasses that are like hell of Miami. And I went back to look, I'm like, I don't remember him wearing those on the 49ers. But they're like these, I don't know, I feel like Scarface wears them or something. Tony Montana. I feel like Tony Montana wore those or something. Like, there's these frames. I don't know. He wasn't wearing them before. They are definitely some Miami flavor type stuff. And they look cool. They look good on them. But it's just funny because to me, McDaniel is kind of this, he's like this created character, right? It's like this guy that you created and you said, all right, we're going to get this, the nerdy guy, and there's nothing wrong with being a nerd, but just look, this nerdy guy who's very small, you know, either didn't play football or wishes he could play football, which he did play football, and I believe he played college football as well. So I don't want to diminish his talent like that, but you know, nerdy, small guy, wants to be cool, which he is cool. Everybody loves him, but I'm just saying, and I think because like that's what goes into him being like this created character. And they're like, all right, we're going to put you in Miami. And then they dressed him up like somebody from Miami or somebody that's like walking around South Beach. So it's funny to me to see it because I'm just like, man, Mike McDaniel, y'all see these frames? Like you see it and it's just how he comes off. But he's like this really cool little guy. And that's funny, man. That's funny. But anyways, I put the link in the chat. Anybody that wants to come on live, we'll discuss more of this game. What worries y'all? What doesn't worry y'all? Things that you feel like you can look forward to the 49ers doing or taking advantage of. I'd say off bat, right? And we got some Dolphins in here, man. So Jose Diaz, click the link, man. Come in and let's have a talk. I believe in my Miami Dolphins, Jose. Let's go. Got Jose in the chat right now. But I look at the Miami Dolphins and I look at the 49ers. And I'll say this. All right, so you're calling them the South Beach 49ers. That's what the Miami Dolphins are. So they are explosive, right? And as of late, they're on I don't know if you want to call it a hot streak. It's a hot streak, right? It's similar to the 49ers. Now, they have 5 straight wins. 49ers have 4 straight wins. You look at the opponents, and you got the Steelers. All right. You got the Lions. You got the Bears. And that's a good win. I mean, 49ers lost to the Bears week 1. So then you got the Browns, dog them. And then you got the Texans. So you look at them, and I know most people are going to be like, oh, well, it's not the best of teams. It's not the best of teams, right? And I agree, not the best, but there is something to the fact that the only games that they have lost are games that Tua either didn't start or didn't finish. So they have 3 losses on the year. When they have their quarterback, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. I do know early in the season, they maybe weren't running the ball as well as they would like, hence the trade for a guy like Jeff Wilson, and he's helped things come along. Can the 49ers make them one-dimensional? What does a one-dimensional Miami Dolphin team look like? Now, I hope that a Miami Dolphin fan can come on here and explain that to me. All right, but what does a one-dimensional Miami Dolphins team look like? Because as we know, the 49ers have the number 1 run defense in the league, as well as a lot of number 1 other categories. But everything that everyone is talking about, they mentioned a couple guys. Tua and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. All right, so there's 3 guys that they mentioned. So is it as simple as 49ers, you can't beat these 3 guys? Or is it Miami, you're going to have a tough time beating a 49ers team that is probably built a little more complete? Now, that doesn't mean that they always play complete, but the 49ers are built a little more complete. That's my opinion. But I would love to hear other people's opinions on that as well. Shout out to my guy, Wayne Breezy. Is Wayne Breezy on live right now? Is Wayne on right now? Listen, this has been my time. So if he's on during my time, I don't want to compete for people to watch the show. But, hey, man, we on. Y'all know what time it is. All right. Got my guy Terra Dome in the building. Terra Dome, how you doing?
I'm doing well, young brother. Wayne Breezy just finished. He had a little contest, and I came in third. I'm a little upset about that. He tricked it up a little bit. But, hey, man, we be all right. I was doing my scouting, man. I was looking back at those Miami Dolphins. They are very, very formidable. We got our work cut out for us, but I see some chinks in the armor, and I'm sure D'Amico is going to do some wonderful things, and we're going to come. Man, he has never disappointed me. Never, ever disappointed me. I noticed that they do short motion and they do orbit motion to confuse defenses. You know as well as I do, it's about assignment and alignment.
Yeah.
And what they do a great deal is do that motion with Tyreek Hill to confuse assignment a little bit with the number 1 and number 2 receiver, particularly with Jalen Waddle as the X receiver, and it can confuse you a little bit on assignment and alignment. And what I want to see, I see other defenses like I ran back and looked at Buffalo. I ran back and looked at Houston, and what it looked like they were giving so much cushion that they were laying off quite a bit because they were worried about the speed. What probably has to happen, I would like to see some press. I would like to see us get some hands on that lead receiver and force a little bit of a bubble. Force a little bit of a bubble to have Tyreek Hill run around and throw off a little bit of that timing with Tua and give our defensive front some opportunities, because that offensive line is a little suspect. And from my understanding, they have some injuries up in there, particularly with their ace, their left tackle. And I think you can speak to that a little bit. Is he injured? Teron?
Yeah, Teron Armstead. Yeah, he's out this game.
Okay. That speaks to some opportunities there. If he is out, I feel like Nick Bosa and the boys can come and play. They're going to be stunt 101 out here come Sunday. They do a tremendous job. It's our offense. It's Mike McDaniels. It's us, man. All of the plays they run, it's contingent all on the play fake. They suck the linebackers up to create that void, and Tua does a really good job of on those layered throws where they have vacated space, and he's finding the hole shots. He's finding it right in underneath of the safeties. He's finding it, and they respect the speed so much, which you have to. You got guys out there running 4.240s.
Sounds a lot like the 49ers offense, right? Play action, try to get the linebackers to come, take a couple steps up, hit the holes, behind that team and behind that second level, and get some run after catch opportunities.
It is us. It's like playing a mirror. I used to watch the A-Team back in the day with B.A. Baracus and Mr. T and Howlin' Mad Murdoch and Hannibal, and they had an episode that says it's gonna be like playing ourselves, and it's tailor-made, man. Looking at it, the whole thing where they do the slice blocking and the whole zone read and the cutbacks, they got our backs. I think it's 6 of them. That was one of the questions Breezy asked. How many people are on the Miami? I call them the South Beach the South Beach 49ers. They pretty much are us. You got Mostert over there.
Hold on. Do you know how many it is? Let me guess. If you know how many.
Go.
All right, I'm going to say. Does it include coaches?
Include the head coach. Go ahead, include the head coach.
6.
Boom. Give that. Let me hit. Yes, sir. It was 6. Get that man a cigar. It was 6. They're us, man. They are us, but they don't have the defense that we have, and they don't have the great DeMeco Ryans. So, it's going to be like playing us, and we have the essence of familiarity. We've seen it. We know it. We know what they're trying to do. We know how they're trying to do it, and we're going to have a good time come Sunday, I think.
Yeah. So, what do you? Before I get to the next caller,
go ahead.
Last thing, how do you see this playing out? I mean, I know you just want to watch the game, have a good time, see a good game, but how do you think this plays out? How many? Oh no, you know what? I'll ask another question.
Go ahead.
How many points do the 49ers have to score to win?
We need to get in the 20s. We need to get at least, I'm thinking 23, maybe 27 would be good. I know last week was pretty sloppy, and it's the I want to chalk it up to the product of a short week with a bunch of travel. We were down there in Mexico City. you got to throw in that tryptophan of Thanksgiving. It was a Monday night coming off of that. And offense, man, offense. I played offense in high school. I went both ways. Pause. In high
Yeah.
school, I played guard, played fullback. Offense takes it's very nuanced. I was looking at Johnny Dale. I looked at Chapman and a couple of game films last night. Offense takes a lot of time in. You got to time things up. You got to look at things. You got to rep things, and you got to get into the certainties of offense, man. You can't just get out there and do it on limited things. You got to iron out a lot of wrinkles. And when you do it on limited time with the travel on a Monday night game, and you coming back, and you know how it is after a big win, when you come back on the plane, you know how. But this is coffee here, but you know how brothers is,
Yeah, I got you.
and they got back, and it was Tuesday, which is normally your install day, and
Right.
then he said, "Y'all go ahead home."
No, Tuesday's usually the day off. Monday, well, okay, so typically Monday you come in, you watch film and stuff. You do some
Okay.
things, probably do a little active workout Monday after the game.
Okay,
And then Tuesday is actually your day off. And then Wednesday is the first day of install. So when you have a Monday night game, you have to play, it shortens that week. It probably takes away that day that you usually would have off.
correct. And then I thought they had treatment on one of those days. If guys were back.
Yeah, Tuesday, your day off, you do treatment and stuff like that, especially Monday. Cause a lot of people think, whether you're banged up, whatever, it's like, oh, you need rest. And no, professional sports, they are more into an active recovery.
Yeah.
So that's why the day after you come in, you watch film, you do your workout, you get it in a little bit, break a sweat, get that lactic acid out. Tuesday is your day off. Most people still go into but you're not like mandated to go into the office.
And then and if and these guys are regimented, it's particularly getting into the season, and you miss some days, and then they had Thanksgiving on top of that. You had family coming in, millionaires such as yourself. Y'all do things a little different, and you got
Millionaires such as myself. Me?
Crock knows.
I'm a millionaire in
Ladies and gentlemen.
What do you call it? Like spirit or like a millionaire like I'm rich in life. There we go. Like I'm full of life. So I'm rich of that. Not rich in money. I wish.
The Bible says we call it those things that be not as though they were. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that disclaimer. I'm already claiming that on your life, but we're talking about NFL players with a lot of money. They bring people in town, and everybody comes over and has a good time. So those guys miss a couple of days and stuff.
Right.
So things were awry. Then by Saturday they won't practicing like they were supposed to. So you can see guys running into each other. They had Breezy brought up a play that they had where Trent Williams and BA bumped into each other where Debo was getting the ball, and things are running around a little bit. They'll clean those things up. Long story long, they'll clean those things up, and I think they'll be a lot sharper. They're gonna hit the hitches. They're gonna hit the curls. They're gonna hit all of those plays that they're supposed to hit, and you're gonna see a better and sharper product on the offensive side. Defense, oh brother, all we need is assignment and alignment and a ride there violent. That's all we need to do on defense. We can get it together real quick. It's based on emotion, and just tell me, and as long as the secondary can communicate really good. That's why, and I'll throw this real quick. I don't want to delay my brother in coming on, but that's why it's very important. People will say, like with Womack, who seems to be a better coverer or a little bit quicker and seemed to have all of this energy and seemed to be better than Ward in terms of covering, but the experience of a defender in the nickel package, Ward knows how to communicate a little bit better with that experience. That's really, really key in your secondary because he can talk in a nickel package. It's very, very key that he understand what coverage we're running, particularly if you're running something like, cover 2, or you're running buzz coverage where the outside linebacker, say like Greenlaw, he's going to go to the flat. Or if you run a sky coverage where Huff will go to the flat, or anything, they can communicate a lot better, where a rookie may not know how to communicate as well. And then you have what's the worst thing in the world called busted coverage. And it just looks like, oh, who got burned out here? And everybody's turning around looking at each other with the hands up, looking like an emoji. That's why you might not have a guy with the most elite skills in terms of, athleticism, but that's why he's in there. That's why Ward is in there versus Womack, who's seemingly quicker and has a nose for the ball. That's where that comes into play. But defenders can get it generated a lot quicker than offensive guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. Terry Dome, I'm gonna get you out of here, man. Appreciate you coming on, and also love the spinning helmet behind you. I love the spinning helmet behind you.
Crock, I'm gonna get you one, man, because you my dude.
All right.
Shoot me that address. I'm gonna get you one.
All right. Appreciate the love, man.
All right, my brother.
All right. All right, I got 2 people coming on real quick. I'm gonna let them get their takes off. Then I have a special guest joining me. Just clicked in. We're gonna rock out for this on this show for 10, 15 minutes. We'll see how much time he has. But here we go. So here we come. Next up, we got my guy, Mr. 49 Problems with a Z. Good morning.
Hey, with a Z, we're gonna have to trademark that, my guy.
Well, so I was watching this like clip on Instagram, and it was this rapper. Gosh, what's the kid's name? He was just on Lil Baby's album. I listened to that enough. I should know the kid's name by heart. Anyways, it was him and 21 Savage. They had like some kind of little basketball charity event or whatever, which is pretty cool. And the kids and the dude, I call him a kid because he just looks hella young. But he said Nardo Wick, that's his name, Nardo Wick. But so Nardo Wick said, yeah, 21 Savage, he ass. Right? Like that. He said he ass. And then the dude went and told 21 Savage what Nardo Wick said. And 21 Savage was like, what'd he say? He was like, yeah, he said you ass with a Z. So then that's where I got that from. But yeah.
Hey, bet.
Anyways, how you doing?
Speaking of 21 Savage, bro, I've been listening to him with Drake on that, and I feel like I've been sleeping on my guy. Like I always listen to him, but he hard, bro. I'm on this train now for sure.
Yeah, so me too. I don't think I've ever really listened to a 21 Savage album, and obviously him on with Drake, I for sure listened to that a bunch of times over. And it is like, yeah, you hear him on other people's stuff because he does a ton of features. And I always know I like 21. I like when he comes on songs. But it was dope hearing him on this album.
Like his flow is so like it's just him. Like you can tell he didn't bite nobody's style. Like he just ride the beat. Like,
yup. By nobody's style. No.
Yeah, Crock, I don't want to. You got a special guest. I know you bringing me on next week. So I'm just playing. Hey, but low key though, I'm still trying to convince myself that the Niners are going to be able to beat the Dolphins. And the thing that has given me the most solace is that Vegas thinks we're going to win. So I know that we're the home team. I think you get 3 points basically, right? You get 3 for basically just being the home team, right?
Right.
So outside the home field advantage, it seems like they're saying even if we played at a neutral site, I don't know, like the Super Bowl, it would be a pick 'em game.
Favorite.
Right. So that gives me, that makes me feel kind of good about that. I want to give Terror Dome a shout out. Like he tried to speak some millionaire law of attraction into your life. So I would like him to do the same for me if he has some time.
We'll get him on. We'll have him say a prayer next time. And
yeah, absolutely, man.
I will say this: more money, more problems, man. Just remember that. They were not lying.
But rich people problems a little different. I'd rather have tax problems than food problems.
Yeah.
But I don't have much to say, man. I just wanted to come on parlay with y'all. I did think of the fact that he spoke a little bit about Womack, and I was wondering what you think being a defensive back of your ilk with Tyreek Hill and Womack being like similar stature. Obviously, Tyreek Hill's much faster, but you think D'Amico might try to take advantage of that on some lines? Tyreek goes in motion sometimes, maybe just have Womack switch off on him, or you think they'll try to follow him around, or
I don't know if they'll do too much following, especially with him. But I would say, if Womack becomes the player that you think he can be, then I think he is the type of person eventually that would shadow a guy like Tyreek Hill. He's shorter in stature, so the change of direction is typically good, right? He is quick in and out of breaks. We talk about the playmaker that he is. I love that about his game. He has the speed. He has 4.3 speed, right? I think it was high 4.3s, but he is somebody that ran in the 4.3s. So, yeah, long arms. He's built like an outside guy, but just like in a shorter person's body, right? But, yeah, man, he has a lot of really good stuff, and I think down the line he's somebody that can challenge Tyreek Hill. Not sure I put that on him right now, of course, and I know you're not quite asking that, but I do think that they should throw him at Hill. Like, if it's me, right, and I coach 7-on-7, I would just say, okay, maybe this kid isn't ready for this right now, this challenge, but a couple of times this game, I'm just gonna be like, hey, go guard this guy, right? And I would like to see the 49ers kind of do that. And you make a couple plays, then your confidence just really starts to grow. So that
right.
would be really cool.
When you tell him to go guard him, you looking to see if his eyes get big or if he like bet.
Yeah, what kind of confidence he has. But you know what, man? Cornerbacks, they're probably the most confident people on the planet. So I think he'd be all right.
All right, good stuff, Croc. Last thing, the Niners just need to employ that Mike Tyson philosophy. Like, everybody has a plan until you punch him in the mouth. We need to punch the Dolphins in the mouth. Stay ahead of the chains. Don't bust any coverages. I think that's huge. Mm-hmm. And if you do, just keep it close, because right now the data that we have says if we're in striking distance in the second half, we could pretty much make the adjustments that's going to shut the team down. I think the Niners have to score 30, though, to win. It might be like 30-26, 30-27, maybe 27-24, but the Dolphins very consistently hang 30 burgers on people. So offense got to be clicking.
All right, we're going to be watching out for that. Appreciate you coming on.
All right, thanks again, my guy.
All right, here we go. And the last person before I bring on my special guest for y'all. Here we go. Got my guy Dion in the building. What up, Dion? Oh, we can't hear you, Dion. I think you're muted. Or you are muted.
Yeah. What's good, man? How you doing? I know it's been a cool minute, brother. How you been? How you living?
Oh, man, chilling. Chilling. We chilling.
How's things at the facility going?
Going good, man. Starting to pick up with my adult fitness classes in the morning, so that's okay. Cool. People filtering in there. I got like a little promo going on, 2 weeks free in the month of December. That's kind of like my little charity to the community. But yeah, it's going good, man. Thanks for asking.
Of course, man. That's the first question you gotta ask. I want to make sure that you're getting your bread, getting that yaper right. You know what I'm saying?
I do gotta. It should be here fairly soon. Vending machine. Okay. Yeah, cool. My sister, she live in Atlanta. She was like, hey, I want to put a vending machine in your gym. I'm like, all right, family business. Let's go. So she bought the vending machine, is going in the business. I told her I need my cut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my
kids.
Right.
Like, she trying to short me on the percentage. I'm like, look, this is a passive income for you. You don't have to do anything. I got to stock it. I got to load it up. I got to, I got the clientele. You know what I'm saying? All you do is sit back and collect money and not
collect
have to do shit, So she's trying to shortchange me on the percentage, man. She's talking about 5% or some shit. Like, nah, man, I need me. But yeah, we good, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Hey, peace and blessings to you on that journey. Continue to stay on that journey. I echo what Brother Terry Dome said, man. We speaking that millionaire existence into your life. It's coming, baby. It's coming. It may take a little time, but you know the old saying, God may not come when you call, but he's always on time.
Man, always on time like Ashanti.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna need the Lord to be with us when we play these Dolphins, man. And here, my only reason for being a little cautious about this game is the knowledge of the system that the people who are in that building have. Mind you, the fact that we change things up and we switch certain things, the basics of the system are not that much different. Mike McDaniels is running a system similar to what we have. So that's where my caution comes in. Like, what does Mike know that we don't, that he can use against us to get us screwed? I'm not worried about Trent Sherfield or River Craycraft and none of these other people. I'm more so worried about the main guys, your Tyreek Hills, your Mike Gesicki's, your Jalen Waddles, anybody in the backfield, all those things. That's where I'm concerned, because we have to think about that. We do have some people on the defense to keep our eyes on and whatnot. And the Dolphins, like the previous guy said, they do hang up, around 30, on the average mostly. So we have to be able to score the points to stick with them, along with having the defense continue to play as lights out as they have been. I have no problems with the defense. They've been working. Jimmy's been doing exactly what I ask of him. He's just not screwing it up. That's all I care about. Nothing negative to say about the guy. The only thing is, we cannot have an offensive performance like we did versus the Saints. We have to put up points versus the Dolphins. And believe me, if you don't believe me, take a look at their games, watch what happens. They score points. 13 is not going to cut it against the Dolphins. We're going to need.
They've got their last 4 games. They've scored 30 points, 39 points, 35 points, 31 points. Now, before that, the Steelers, out of those teams I just mentioned, which is not including the Steelers had the best defense at that group. And they scored. They won, but they only scored 16 points. But was Tua playing? I don't think. Oh yeah, Tua played.
No, he was. Oh, he did.
Yeah, he 21 out of 25. He completed 21 out of 25 passes. So that's the best defense that they played in their 5-game winning streak. And they put up 16 points. So that's clear. That's the best defense that they played during that time. Is there something to that?
Yeah, we could take it's never outside the realm of possibility to look at how another team held that team, even if they lost, held that team in check for that period of time, and using that to your own advantage. It's only smart to do so. You work within your own system to do what they did. And yes, that was his first game back. And here's the key. When Tua's on the field, the Dolphins win. They have not lost a game with him on the field this season, unless he got hurt or had to go out.
Lost that game where he starts and finishes the game.
Starts and finishes, yes. Yeah, that's right. That's the caveat. Starts and finishes. So for me, that's another thing. But I do think that this will be a very competitive game. I know I usually go with us. I don't have us winning this game. I have us possibly losing. I'm not going to say we're going to be blown out. It's probably going to be a close one, anywhere between like 3 to 7 points at a max. But I do see us losing this game, man. That they've got some serious speed there, and we don't have the speed to keep up with it, because Gipp and Huff ain't fast to be able to keep up with Tyreek Hill or even Jalen Waddle. I like Womack. I love his speed, and Womack's got sneaky speed. If y'all don't pay attention, look at him on the kickoffs. That dude is downfield quick as hell. Crock just said he ran a high 4.3, but right now he looking like low 4.3. He'd be out there moving.
Yeah, we'll find his exact measurement.
Yeah. So I'll say this so you can get your guests on. It's going to be a competitive game. This will definitely be a fun one to watch. Shout out to Breezy. He will be there. A couple other people are going to the game. I'm going to try to make it to the Tampa Bay game, see if I can get out there for that. But either way, keep the faith. And it's real simple. As long as Jimmy doesn't mess things up and the defense keeps balling, we're in great hands. We're in good hands like Allstate. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got the deep voice like Oh Boy, but y'all know what I mean. Appreciate you for having me on. Appreciate it, right? We got to try, but it don't always work out. No. But appreciate you for having me on, Crock. Thank you so much for letting me come through. Always good to see you. Breezy said to get at him, man. He said you're such a busy man. He ain't had the opportunity to be able to link up with you and do something. So, he said,
hopefully I can get with Breezy soon.
Once you get the chance to be able to do so. But thank you so much for having me on. Bring the guest on. Everybody out there, stay up, stay faithful. Have a blessed day.
All right. Shout out to my guy Dion, and welcome my guy Breezy. Oh yeah. I knew he was waiting in the wings.
You gonna do me like You see, Breezy, I'm gonna get out of here because this is for y'all. But Breezy, you see, I got you.
Yeah, man. You on
you
it.
See,
I appreciate you, bro.
It's love to both of these brothers, man. Y'all better subscribe and like both of these channels. These two young men are putting out fantastic content. They do everything that they can to give y'all great content. Just support them by simply smashing that like button. That's all you need. The algorithm will go up, and these two guys are the top of the top. They're the creme de la creme. I want to be like them when I grow up, even though I'm older. Even though I'm older than both of these cats. I'm 41. So
I'm 41 too. I think I'm
okay.
I'm
Yeah.
a January baby, so I think I got you.
Oh no, you got me. I'm May. But yeah, hey man, appreciate y'all. Peace. Be easy.
All right.
Peace.
Shout out to my guy Dion, and shout out to my guy Wayne Breezy. I might have to switch up the overlay for this one. Hold on, let's go with the little Bing. Okay, we cool.
Oh yeah,
Wayne Breezy in the building. Nitty gritty Niner gang, man. What's good, Wayne? How you doing?
man, I ain't seen you since was it Atlanta? Like that's the last time we was together. Maybe again.
Yeah, we was. Wait,
was it Atlanta? I feel
no,
like
I'm pretty sure I saw you in LA.
Nah, I didn't go to LA. I couldn't
Okay,
make
then
it.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
you had this
Atlanta.
crazy high profile wedding. It was like for some singer. Like I'm like, we singing at a singer's wedding. So like, yeah. So I couldn't make it to the Rams
Was
game.
that nerve wracking?
Nah, cause when I'm performing, I'm in my element, bro. Like I don't know if you noticed, but like when music come on, I'm a different person, yo. I'm just in another planet, yo. I'm in my own element when music comes on, bro. So it wasn't nerve wracking at all. I didn't care. I think we even sung one of their songs. That was the funny part. Like, and I know we killed it. Like, you know what I mean? Because I got a big tip. So pause.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good night. Good night.
I asked because I remember, I played football, trained athletes, but then, when I trained Tremaine Johnson, it's like, all right, this dude just signed for 70 million, right? It's like, it's a little different. And, I work with all these kids. I work with these college athletes. And for them, it's like, well, I know I have something to provide that they just don't know, right? And it's not, I know I can nitpick at these things and get them to do certain things and challenge them in certain ways. But when you get a guy like Tremaine Johnson, who is like, well, whatever he's done has gotten to the point where he's making, he's just signed for 70 million. How do I get this guy better? And that was a challenge. So I had to find like little things to where it's like, all right, work on his change of direction. He's a big dude, 6'3", 210-pound cornerback. Got to work on his change of direction, different things. But not nerve-wracking, but that was definitely the biggest challenge. So I was just wondering if it's like that with you. Okay, you make music, you sing and stuff, but then you're at a...
Stop lying, Eric. Let me stop lying, E. I had to sing one of their songs. I was nervous as a mug, bro.
Okay.
Let me stop lying. But like after I got through the first verse, I knew it was a rap. Like, because verse, chorus, take it out to the bridge, we done. I knew it was a rap. How did you just get to that verse? Like, don't mess up the lyrics. And it's their song. Don't try to sound like them, but sound like them and be you. It was crazy. But listen, we killed it, man. Like I said, the tip was crazy at the end. So I'm not complaining. But that's why I wasn't in LA. I wasn't out there to celebrate with you guys. But E, man, I love everything that you're doing, man. And I just want you to keep rising to the top, yo. Cause like it's not just you're not that you're a great content creator, but man, I'm sitting here, I watch your videos. I'm like, yo, E making me get up early in the morning, go get on the treadmill. Yo, I gotta get back in shape. I'm like, yo, this dude looks good. You look good. You're fit. Your family is beautiful, bro. I love everything that you're doing. So, yo, keep up the great work, bro.
Oh man, I appreciate that. Trying to prosper in all areas of life.
You have to. You have
right.
to.
So when Terradome says I'm rich, I'm rich there. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, rich is rich, man. Rich is what you feel like it is in your mind, man. You know what you are, and keep growing, man. I appreciate it. But let's talk some football, bro, because I'm sitting here listening to all these 49er fans, and they're worried. And I must be the only non-worried 49er person out there this week. Like, why am I not worried? Like,
I'll tell you why you're not worried.
Okay.
I'll tell you why you're not worried. Probably for the same reason I'm not worried.
Oh, shoot. Here we go. Let's go.
The 49ers, to me, they are the only team that can beat them. Meaning, with the 49ers, the team is so talented. The coaching staff is so good, right? You have weapons everywhere. The defense plays at a high level more times than not. So if the 49ers just play their brand of football, right? Like if the 49ers do their job, nobody can beat them. Nobody. Now, they have injuries and stuff like that. That could put a little, chinks in the armor. If guys are making mental mistakes or fumbling multiple times or having blocked punts or fumbling the ball like Jeff Wilson did and get returned for a touchdown against the Falcons and things like that to kind of set you back, ball that goes off a guy's hands get picked off or whatever, then yeah, anybody could beat the 49ers. And we've seen that, whether it was the Bears, the Broncos, or the Atlanta Falcons. But when the 49ers are playing their game, and right now I think they're starting to enter that realm of what I was personally expecting from them this year, which was this is a team that is extremely talented with really good coaching. Play good football. Don't hurt yourself, and you'll be fine. I think that's what we've seen for the most part. Now, they tried to hurt themselves against the Chargers. Like, they tried. They had a block punt, Ayuk fumble, stuff like that. Like, they tried.
They did.
But for the most part, they played pretty good, clean brand of football, and they're taking the ball away. So if the 49ers continue to play like that, and this is their biggest challenge, right? They're on a 4-game winning streak, and over those 4 games, this is the best team that they'll face. But if they play their game, I'm not worried because I know nobody can beat that. It's just a matter of will they? And I think that's the biggest question mark. And not to put down Miami Dolphins. I think the Miami Dolphins, like I said, this is the most talented team that they've played probably throughout this entire season.
Talent, yeah.
Maybe the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs are up there, but
yeah, but I would say that the Dolphins are more talented than Chiefs, but the Chiefs just have that one guy. Like that one guy that can just find a way to get it done. And that's what Patrick Mahomes did. I mean,
LeBron James on the Cavs with like Mo Williams.
My point exactly. That's exactly what it is, yo. And Patrick Mahomes really didn't beat the 49ers until the fourth quarter. Like, that's what we watched. It was like another fourth quarter win by Mahomes. Listen, we're playing Tua, and I think Tua is a great quarterback, and I think he's going to be phenomenal to watch as long as they keep these weapons around him. They find ways to keep these guys around Tua and to continue to build. Miami is a fast team, and we've seen that, right? But I think a lot of people are negating the speed of the 49ers, especially on the defense. And I know we talked about the safeties. I heard him mention Huff is not fast and things like that. You know what they're doing better this year? They're taking better angles. You know what I'm saying? And so they're negating some of that speed by just being there. And now you got Huff lining up on the line. His timing is getting better. Like, that can't get worse, right? Like, it can only get better the more he keep timing that blitz up there on front. Now, I don't know if they should blitz a lot against this particular team due to the speed out there, but like, I'm really not worried. If the 49ers, you said it, if they're playing their brand of football, look, all the 49ers got to do is control the clock and win this game. They win the game. Keep them off the field. Keep them from scoring. Go up. Score in the red zone. It's a done deal. Like, the 49ers are playing their brass of football. They're starting to dictate what they want to happen. And even in this last game, bro, like, I can't stop watching the film on this. I think I watched more of the Saints film than I've watched any film all season long. I don't know why. I want to know why the 49ers can only put up 13, and then you mentioned it. They were doing dumb stuff. They started getting in their way. They're running into each other on blocks. They're not blocking. They're holding. They're getting touchdowns called back. There's so many little things that they were doing to beat themselves. They easily put up 28 points on these Saints, and the Saints defense I thought was pretty damn good. So that's for me. That's why I'm not worried. I watched the film from the Miami Dolphins game. And I'm saying to myself, okay, they got 30 quick, but it was off of turnovers. And they had the ball in the red zone 3 times, like off of the turnovers. And so it was easier for them. They didn't have to drive the whole field. Matter of fact, their first drive, they only put up 3 points because they had to drive a whole field. But them turnovers killed the Houston Texans momentum, and it just allowed the Dolphins to go up. And let's keep it a buck. Houston was trying to scrap back, like literally 15-30, and then he shoots an interception with the last 3 minutes of the game, and then it seals the deal. But I think Jimmy Garoppolo's a better quarterback than Davis Mills, right?
I think so.
Just look, hopefully a lot of it. And look, I know Jimmy hasn't thrown interceptions in the last 4 games, and I know he had one in the Saints game. It didn't count. But here's the thing: like, Jimmy's playing better football, and I'm watching him progress. I'm not saying he's the best quarterback in the league, but every week he does something different that just wows me. Right? In this particular game, he gets outside the pocket. He's directing Brandon Ayuk where to go. I've never seen Jimmy put his hand up and say, "Hey, run this way." He still threw the ball wrong, I thought. But hey,
no, it was actually a good throw. It was actually a good throw. It was just better defense. For that, right? Because when you go back, if you just go back and look at that play, we went over it last night doing a film review, myself and Greg Pinelli. But if you watch that play, there was nobody open. So then when he rolled out and he did his pointing, right? He and Ayuk was covered, and he threw it in a spot to where it at the very least gives Ayuk a chance. And it was tight coverage regardless. Ayuk went up, It hit him in the hands. Ball got punched out. Great job by the defender. Great job. But I don't know. I mean, it was on the sideline. I don't think there was anywhere else for him to put it.
I slightly disagree, bro, because there was nobody in front of IU.
So you want him to throw it out, not to the sideline?
Not to the sideline, because nobody was there. So that would have been the best overthrow opportunity for Jimmy Garoppolo. Christian McCaffrey. That's what I'm saying. Like, that would have been an overthrow, and if he overthrew it, oh well. They had to like ad-lib on the play. He did throw it where he was supposed to, which was out of bounds to where only his guy could go get it. But it was nobody. I mean, there were no safeties in front of Brandon Ayuk. And so if the ball is overthrown and Brandon Ayuk can get under it, that possibly could have been a touchdown. But I think you're right. He threw it to the right place. I just thought that right there, like just those little things. That's just timing. It's just him figuring stuff out, which is good for Jimmy Garoppolo. I think Jimmy is going to be fine in this game. I thought the offensive line, even though they didn't play like A+ was, I thought they were average. And if they could be at least average in this game, I think the offensive line and the running game would be a little bit better. I do think Kyle has to be a little bit more creative with the runs. But then again, when you go back and watch, you're like, oh, this guy missed the block. Oh, this guy missed the damn. He's in the backfield because they missed the block. I was like, damn, if the play would have worked, it really probably would have got 5+ yards. I think Kyle's able to scheme 5 yards on every run if everybody hits the right block. I don't know. That's why I'm not worried.
And that's tough. And now, here's the thing. A lot of people can say that, right? Like, oh, man, if it's blocked up right, you're going to get yards. But I think the 49ers do a lot of good things to get numbers in the run game. Yes. And from my understanding, he's the best or one of the best at that. Maybe Mike McDaniel going to Miami, he's probably just as good, at doing those things. And you have a back that's talented enough that just sees it and understands, the pace in which the running back needs to run, and he can do that and hit it, then, they'll be fine. You did mention one thing about the Miami Dolphins and kind of maybe what to do to them defensively. I think they're kind of similar to the 49ers where I wouldn't blitz Jimmy Garoppolo a whole lot, and I wouldn't blitz Tua a whole lot. Like, what does Tua do? What's his biggest strength? RPO, ball out of his hands quick, playing with timing and rhythm. I think some of those things are the same. Matter of fact, what were people calling Tua last year? Left-handed Jimmy Garoppolo, right? So they play this similar, not saying it's identical, but similar style of football where they want to play with timing and rhythm. Well, if you want to play with timing and rhythm and you want to get the ball out of your hands now, probably not going to blitz you. I'm going to rush 4, try to mush the pocket, right? And I'm going to drop guys in the coverage. And I'm going to make you have to throw it in between windows or have a robber come down because I know this is where you want to throw it. And I think that my New Orleans Saints did a really good job of that against the 49ers. A lot of time, man, bringing that guy down to the middle of the field, and they're going to take away those crossers. And that kind of stumped the 49ers offense a little bit. We're watching it on film last night. On here with my guy Greg Pinelli, and you could see it. You see the just safety come down, and it's like, whatever dig or slant the 49ers wanted, it's kind of getting taken away. Now, shout out to Jimmy for not throwing it in there, because earlier in the season, what was he doing? He was actually throwing that pass, where there was, and it ends up being really contested, ball batted in the air or intercepted. We've seen that a lot throughout his career. I think now he's doing a really good job of two things. One, extending plays, and saying, all right, it's not there. I'm going to extend this play and try to make a play on the move. We've seen him do that over the last few weeks. And two, hey, I'm just going to check it down to Christian McCaffrey. And McCaffrey ends up getting a bunch of catches, right? But I'd rather him check it down to McCaffrey than force those over-the-middle throws where now people are kind of baiting him to throw it. And I'd say similar with Tua, with where he likes to throw the ball. Same kind of area.
Exactly the same. It's almost identical. The only thing Tua might has over Jimmy Garoppolo, I won't say might, is just the arm strength to throw it further down the field. But you don't see a lot of that. You don't see a lot of Tyreek Hill going down the field or Jalen Waddle just beating coverages deep. The 49ers don't necessarily get beat too. I don't know if you noticed that, but they're not. They had a couple of brain farts this season. Let's keep it a buck, but it was miscommunication. They're not really getting beat down the field. They play a lot of soft coverage too. And so like, oh man, I'm like, I don't want them to play soft in this game though, right? Though I don't want Tyreek Hill just getting a 5-yard slant and then getting around on the drag and then cutting it up the field for like 25. I just don't want that. But look, they're gonna play the same type of defense. It's exotic. you're gonna see robbers, that the interchangeable pieces with Gibson and Hufanga. That's so cool because I'm looking at cover 2. I'm looking at Palms coverage. They got assignments depending on how that offense is lined up. And then I see this cover. Then I see the robber come down, and I'm like, oh shoot, something's about to happen. And that's how those interceptions come into play. It's like they play the same style of defense. You know what this game is gonna come down to? Which coach is going to outcoach which coach? Like that's what it's going to come down. Which coach has the trick?
So that's a good one there, and I see people kind of going at it in the chat right now about Mike McDaniel, Kyle Shanahan, who knows what. I will say this. All right, I'll give my thoughts on what I think is going on, and then you let me know how you think it'll play out. All right, Mike McDaniel. All right, or let's just take it a step further. Let's say in a marriage, right? I'm married 7 years now, and my wife knows everything about me. She knows how I think. She knows, if there's something wrong. She knows, when I'm happy. She knows what makes me happy. She knows how to surprise me. She knows the way my mind just works about things and spending money or whatever. Like my wife knows everything about me because for the last 9-10 years, we've been together damn near every day, right? So when you look at Kyle Shanahan and Kyle Shanahan and McDaniel, those guys have been together since 2005. I mean, it goes way back.
Way back, yeah.
Right. So we're talking about like 17. That's a longer relationship than my wife and I.
Yeah. They're
So two guys that have been so in such lockstep with each other for so long, however long it's been. Right. It's been a lot of years, 10 plus years, however long it's been. Two guys. How many conversations do you think they've had about football? How many meetings have they had? How many meetings about philosophy have they had? Those two guys know each other better than anyone. They probably know each other and how each other thinks better than their wives and kids.
That's a fact.
Because they really spend more time with each other than they do with their wives and stuff. With how many hours they spend at the facilities. And with what we know about Mike McDaniel now is that he is a super nerd when it comes to the intricacies of everything that goes into playing the game of football. And Kyle Shanahan is the same way, and he's been under Kyle. So, and when I say under just because, Kyle was the offensive coordinator. Kyle was the head coach. So, okay. But really, if you ask them, they're probably just like this. They probably view each other as equal, right? Like if I'm out, with my best friend, my brother, right? People might think like, oh, that's Crock's like homie, but Crock is the big dog. Like, no, like we view each other as equal, right? So I would assume that it's something like that. So I think that those guys do know exactly what each other is thinking, how they work, how they do things, probably what their game plan is going to be, how they're going to try to attack each other, and it's probably on the players to just execute at a high level, knowing that the other person knows them. But how do you think this is going to play out?
That's the toughest question, man, because, I mean, you got to factor in D'Amico knows Mike as well, and you got to go back to those practices where the defense was just killing the offense when Mike was running. You got to dig deep. Kyle has – all right, I'll look at it like this. My analogy is a little bit different. That's a beautiful analogy. I've been married for 9 years. So that's a beautiful analogy. I know exactly what you mean. I feel the exact same way. I'm gonna go to the Jedi. I'm going Jedi Master, and I'm going young Padawan, and that's the way I'm looking at it. And I say Obi-Wan Kenobi whipped Darth Vader's ass when he was Anakin. Like that's what he did, and then he trained Darth Vader's son to whip his ass again. So listen, I will say this. I don't think Kyle Shanahan taught him everything. Like usually masters hold on to a couple of things. You used to hear about it in like karate and martial arts. They never teach the student everything. Do they try to pull the best out of the student? 100%. The student goes off on their own. They want to see him succeed. But you know how it is when you show up to your uncle's house, whatever. They got a little different type of strength. You grown though. But they be like, they're still stronger than you. Be like, how the hell are you stronger than me? You're like 20 years older than me. It's a different type of strength, different type of knowledge, different type of wisdom. Kyle Shanahan's going to have to pull that out. Not that they're so far in age, but just like he's going to have to pull out something a little bit different. And I like Mike McDaniel. I love his quirkiness. I think he's a funny dude. But I think Kyle knows him better than he knows Kyle. and Kyle might have that one thing, just one thing that he has the upper hand on him. So it might be a specific play we've never seen before that they've been working on, so that the Dolphins have never seen it before. And then that might be something that sparks the game and just changes it. And then Kyle can go ahead and continue with the style of football that he plays. So it's really going to come down to coaching. I'm with you. I think they know each other almost identical, but Kyle has to have one trick in his book, bro. Like one trick that no one's ever seen.
See, I think that's where not saying I disagree.
I hear you.
But we have to remember that it didn't start off as like the teacher and the pupil. It started off as equal, and I think Kyle Shanahan
always higher up, right? On the echelon.
Yeah, he higher up because my dad's the head coach.
Yeah,
you know, like
pedigree. Right,
I'm the offensive coordinator. My dad's the head coach. You know, and like he moved up the ranks quicker.
Okay.
But they were young coaching together. Oh, we gotta look this up because it's been a while.
You're right. You're right. They're like equal age. They're like equal in time in the league.
Yeah, hold on. We're gonna look this up. How exactly how long it's been.
But you gotta factor this in, right? Doesn't head coach experience come into play? Because usually the experienced head coaches kind of have the upper echelon. And how does Kyle lose to his apprentices?
All right, hold on. So McDaniel was hired in 2005 by the Denver Broncos as a coaching intern under Mike Shanahan.
Okay, so the dad brought him in.
So that's 2005. All right, he was 22 years old. Okay, now hold on. Let's see.
Kyle just getting out of college then? See?
Hold on. Kyle's around that same time. So let's see. Because I don't think Kyle was. Feel like Kyle started with Tampa Bay. So Kyle started with Tampa in 2004.
Okay, so he got 1 year of experience more than Mike McDaniel. You know
what I'm saying? And now they weren't on the same team there.
Right.
But they were on the same team with Houston.
Mm-hmm.
So Houston 2006 for Kyle, Houston 2006 for,
and they've been connected ever since.
And they've been connected ever since. So we were talking about since 2006. So you got to remember though, they came up together. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough to like withhold everything when at the time it's just like, hey, we just both grinding together. You know what I'm saying? Like we grinding together. We doing our thing together.
I see what you're saying.
Like they're hella young in their 20s.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for them. Like, and I think you said the answer. It's gonna come down to the players executing. Like, how more are the Dolphins more like cohesive than the 49ers, right? And so that's what's gonna come down to. Now you got to factor in they're traveling on the road. This Dolphins team hasn't played here in a long time. They did beat us the last time in 2020. That was Ryan Fitzpatrick or Fitzmagic or whatever. And that was Brian Allen and whatever. Totally two different teams, right? This game, it's in my opinion, I just feel like it's going to be like a different setting, a different vibe. And think about all the Niner players. Think about all the smack talk that's going down right now. Think about all the... I just think this is going to be not a defensive showdown like it was against the New Orleans Saints, but the defense is punching somebody in the mouth, bro. And then the offense just has to capitalize off of it. And that does not mean that the Dolphins won't score first. I always say that the opposing team is going to score first. It kind of gets the 49ers going. It was almost like back in the day when Jimmy Garoppolo would throw an interception at the beginning of the game. The next thing you know, he was like Jimmy Magic, porn star or whatever. But I feel like the Dolphins have the opportunity to score first, and it doesn't mean it's going to be a touchdown. It doesn't. And we haven't factored in that this defense always finds a way to adjust at halftime. So whatever you throw at him, Mike, it better not be the kitchen sink in the first half because they're just a different defense in the second half. Trailing or not. Am I wrong? Like trailing or not?
You're not wrong. They've done it extremely well. So here we go. We're going to end on this. How do you see this game playing out? What is your final score prediction?
Listen, Dion said that they average like 30. They don't even average close to 30 points. They like 20, what is it? 25 and 0.6 points per game, according to ESPN. That's what they average. 49ers are giving up only like 14, 15 points a game. This game is going to be close. I'm thinking it's going to be like 24 Niners. I don't think they give up more than 17 points, 24-17. That's what I got.
Okay. All right. 24-17. You heard it here first. My guy, Wayne Breezy. So that's the final score, man. Wayne, tell everybody where they can find you, man. Everything you got going on, including singing at weddings, just in case anybody in the chat's getting married.
Just Wayne Breezy, man. Just hit me up. Look up Wayne Breezy. Now, the old page got hacked on YouTube, but the new page is popping thanks to you guys. Just type in @the Wayne Breezy right here on YouTube. Go subscribe to the channel right now while you're watching Eric Crocker's show, man. Just open up a new link, hit the browser, type in that joint. Boom, man. And you'll catch me every morning at 11 a.m. You know what I'm saying? And Nitty Gritty on 7 p.m. on Mondays, man. But Eric, I appreciate you, bro. Can't wait to have you on.
Oh, you already know, bro. Anytime. And that's going to do it for this episode, man. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Appreciate everybody that called in. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I hope the 49ers win. Listen to Locked On 49ers. You'll hear a few more of my takes with myself, Brian Peacock. Shout out to everybody that listens to that, man. The love and support has been flowing in. I see everybody's little yearly charts and, you know, seeing the 49ers, Locked On 49ers at the top, man. Like, that's hella dope. Never would have imagined that. But love y'all. Appreciate y'all, and y'all have a good rest of the week. Peace.
Intercepted. It is picked off by Eric Crocker. Over midfield, he'll run it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Crock Talk TV podcast. Peace.